Alright, so boom. And just like that, we're back. GMC, Great Minds Connect. And we're going to connect on a couple topics today. This is your midweek report. It's Wednesday. This is your hump day, baby. You're almost done with your week. But before we get into that, let's get jumped off with some NBA action for tonight, Wednesday, January 15th. We got Detroit at Boston, Brooklyn at Philadelphia, San Antonio at Miami, Washington at Chicago, Indiana at Minnesota, Toronto at Oklahoma, Charlotte at Denver, Portland at Houston, Dallas taking on Sacramento, and Orlando taking on the Lakers. Now, let me give you my picks for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take Boston over Detroit. I'm taking Philly over Brooklyn. I'm taking Miami over the Spurs. I'm going to take Chicago over the Wizards. I'm taking the Timberwolves at home over the Pacers. I'm going to go with Oklahoma over Toronto. Denver, of course, over Charlotte. Houston over Portland, sure. And I'm going to go with Dallas over Sacramento, and I'm going with the Lakers over Orlando. So damn near all of the home teams are going to take care of business tomorrow. So keep a lookout for that, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, getting into this whole, you got 20 states that are suing the federal government over this Obamacare, which, if you don't know, it's called the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, which did a lot of work and help for people that didn't have health care. It gave them affordable health care with feasible premiums, and it took care of their pre-existing conditions, right? That's what it's all about. If you're all about taking care of the health of people, that's all that matters. But here you have it. You got 20 red states, Republican states, suing the federal government, saying that the Obamacare is unconstitutional. Therefore, trying to get it repealed and put in place a more stranglehold on people than what they're saying that Obamacare is doing. So, I'm going to give you the 20 states that are suing the federal government over Obamacare. You got Texas, and this is the main culprit in all this. Wisconsin, Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maine, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, and West Virginia. So if you got, like, imagine you having family members who, older, women, all of that, they're getting ready to be affected by this. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to read a quote from, this is an article at courthousenews.com. You can pull it up yourself, courthousenews.com. It goes over the whole mandate, goes over the provisions of Obamacare and what they're trying to do. This is just inserts from it. You can go back and read it on your own. So let me get that quote. Work with me for a second, guys. This is one of the quotes here. It says, moreover, and they're using Texas as an example. But this is going to affect the 20 states that's suing for Obamacare to be repealed. It says, moreover, it would once again allow insurers to discriminate against Texans with pre-existing conditions, reimpose lifetime limits on Texans coverage, charge Texas women more for coverage, impose an age tax on older Texans, and kick young adult Texans under the age of 26 off of family coverage. So we're talking about something where everyone, older, women, younger, are going to be affected by this. And this is something that Mr. 45 himself is in agreement with. See, when you in bed with pharmaceutical companies and big companies, man, they're going to do whatever they tell you to do. I mean, these could be people fueling your campaign, giving you money, this, that, and the third. It's an all crooked game here. And it's all about that almighty dollar. And it's all about how these people can get the most money out of the public. That's all it's about. And then they got everybody under this illusion or delusion that Obamacare it was something wrong with it. That's crazy. I'm gonna get one more quote here and then I'm gonna move on from this. Let's see here. It was a really good one in here. I wanted to get it. This is a long article. Again, this is the Courthouse News article. You can go back and you can read it on your own. Let's see. This is your midterm report, by the way. January 15th. Work with me while I get this. I'm guessing. All right. What's it? Yeah, that's it. That was it on that. So moving on to, it was a march today in Florida. Teachers were marching for better funding. And I just think that in 2020, like, teachers still have to beg, march, and fight for funding? For state funding? I mean, we're talking about people who are taking care of your children, and they're already underpaid. Therefore, they have to come out and march and fight for funding. I mean, where would this world be without educators? You're talking about my kids, your kids. Where would they be? Give these people what they need, and the teachers need to be treated a lot better than what they are. They definitely need better salaries. That's a fact. But so out of all the news today, I think that was second most important to me. Like, it's amazing and a shame that you have teachers that have to, march for better pay and march for funding. It's pretty sick. So anyway, moving on. Wait, let me see if I can get a. Let's see. I can get a quote from that before we move on to the story of the WNBA. That's a good one. That's a big one for the ladies in sports, and actually for women, worldwide. So, let me see here. All right, so let's go to USA Today. And that's just, it says, this took place in Tallahassee, Florida. Teachers, parents, and their supporters brought the Florida State Capitol downtown to a standstill Monday as they protested what they said has been a systematic attack on public education dating back to the 1990s. Wow. It says the march and rally featuring national labor unions were designed to focus public attention on what teachers claim is the failure to adequately provide money for public schools. I mean, people really need to see what they're trying to do to public schools, especially in black and brown communities. That's all I'm gonna say. It says low teacher pay. Of course, I mentioned that. Teachers aren't paid enough. Low teacher pay, high stakes testing, and lack of support for instructors have fueled Florida's shortage of educators. More than 3,500 teaching positions are vacant across the state. Wow. That's a problem. That's a problem, and I hope that all those teachers and educators in the state of Florida get what they need, get the tools they need so they can give the children the tools they need to succeed. You got 3,500 vacant teaching positions? Do you understand how many kids are affected by that? Not having the right people in place? Anyway, So anyway, that was important. That was the second most thing that was important to me behind ACA, Obamacare pill. Pay attention to those things coming up, especially if you live in them states. The WNBA, last thing for your midweek report, January 15th. You had the WNBA pass a new collective bargaining agreement. I get the exact. It says landmark day in the WNBA, the new collective bargaining agreement that has raised average salaries to six figures for first time. 130,000 up to 500,000 for top players, improved travel and marketing opportunities, and fully paid salaries on maternity leave, among other changes. That's dope. That's awesome. That's a big win. Not only for the women in NBA, but women across the world. Because we're heading towards that equal pay. There should be no discrimination going on when it comes to the pay between men and women. None. And even Good Morning America, they quoted basically saying the same thing. It says, from the WNBA announces a new landmark deal for female athletes. We're hoping to lift not just women in sports and women in basketball, but women in society. That's dope. That's dope. So other than that, it's GMC, Great Minds Connect. Wednesday report, your midweek report, January 15th. And I see you guys on the next one. The next episode, Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Be right back here. We're going to do something special. On Thursdays, I'm calling those episodes, I got a story to tell Thursdays. So, I'm going to, come with something, one of my personal stories, and it's just going to go like that. All right? GMC, Great Minds Connect. Peace.